Awesome. And when are you ready?
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming to Mary's Q&A. So, do you want to start the question?
Yeah,
do you want
go
me
for
to
it.
start?
I'll go.
You go?
Yeah, I'll
go
go.
ahead. Yeah.
So, I'd like to know how you got the role for Boo.
Good question.
She's such a good character.
Yeah, of course.
One thing I will say, if we hold the mic a little bit closer.
Testing.
Yes. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so my story, I was only 2.5 when I started.
Wow.
And how I got the role was because my dad, he was a storyboard artist at Disney and Pixar.
We're just having this conversation.
For over 30 years. So his first movie was Cool World, very obscure film if you guys haven't seen it. Then he went to Pocahontas, then moved to Pixar. And when he was working on Monsters, Inc., for those of you who don't know, storyboard artists are the really early stages of the movie. The script is written, and then the storyboard artists come in, and they'll sketch out every scene to nail it down before it goes into computer animation. And if you actually go on YouTube and type in Monsters, Inc. storyboards, you can see my dad's storyboards side by side with the film, which is kind of cool.
Is that a long process?
It is a long process. So Pixar takes like 6 to 8 years to make a movie. And that's because they'll put so much time in the planning, and like they're literally hand drawing every scene because computer animation is expensive. So they want to nail everything down, the camera angles, the movement of the camera, everything, the lighting. And so in that phase is also when they're doing character design. And so originally they just needed a little girl to sketch and to draw. And originally Boo was actually going to be a 12-year-old girl with a bob. And my dad, just in the right meeting at the right time, when they needed someone, he's like, well, I have a 2.5-year-old. They're like, we're playing with different character ideas. Let's bring her in and see what happens. And so my dad brought me in, and I was just a curious, playful little girl. And they realized it would probably make more sense for Boo to be a toddler because she'd be more curious in Monster World.
Terrible twos.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. But a 12-year-old would go into Monster World and be like,
yeah.
Where am I? I was just brought in just to sketch. And so no intention of me acting. So I would just play around my dad's studio, it was bring your daughter to work day every day for me. And my mom had my hair in pigtails, which is why, Boo was always drawn with pigtails. And they would just sit around and draw me. And then as the movie progressed and I started being able to talk, they're like, you know what, let's try to use her voice for the actual movie. And again, I was not a trained actress at all. So my mom thought I was going to freak out in the studios. So they bring me to this whole other studio with a huge crew. My mom's like, is this all for my 3-year-old? And apparently I walked in like I owned the place. And they're like, this will be perfect.
I get that feeling. I get that feeling.
This is me.
Yeah, this is me. So it was just kind of fell into it, right meeting at the right time, very serendipitous, no intentions of acting. It was just kind of like, well, here we are.
Here we are.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Right. I have one question, and then we'll get to his other questions. The drawings that you did in the movie of Randall and Sully, well, I sort of looked online, and it said that you actually drew them in real life, and then they put them into the movie. Is that true?
That is true. And Pixar likes to do a lot of Easter eggs like that. Even in like Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. in the other rooms, if you ever see a kid's drawing, it's typically other storyboard artist kids that draw those. And so, the picture of Randall that she holds up, the picture of Sully and Boo, actually drew those. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is pretty cool.
Good fun fact.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
No,
sorry, we're getting problems with this.
You really need a wireless. We'll upgrade.
So, I know that you've done Boo. Is there anything else coming up soon that you're going to be starring in?
Yeah, so when I was 5, when the movie came out, my parents kind of pulled me out of acting, so I didn't grow up in Hollywood, which I'm grateful for. They did reuse my voice. This is a little off topic, but I'll get to your question.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they reused my voice, so I was Baby Riley in Inside Out. So if you go back and watch Inside Out, when Riley is a baby, it's just reused my voice. And then
use that for promotion.
Yeah. No, it's a good. Have Riley on my banner next time. And then I just kind of I'm in a whole other world. I'm a massage therapist. I'm studying acupuncture, disconnected from acting. But the more Comic-Cons I do, the more people I meet. And at one of my Comic-Cons, I met C. Andrew Nelson, and he wore the Darth Vader costume more than anyone else in the Star Wars movies, and he does Darth Vader in a lot of the video games. He's directing audio shows And so a while ago, he approached me and he's like, I'm making this audio show called Heroes of Extinction, and I see you as Janessa, which is one of the main characters. And I was like, I've never acted, Andrew. I was 3. I was followed around with a microphone. And he was like, well, I have faith in you. Let's do it. And I was like, okay. And so it was nice because he was such a good director that he would really get me in like the headspace. Like, because for voice acting, you're alone in a booth, having to make up these emotions out of thin air. But, you know, if I had to be mad in one of the scenes, he'd be like, okay, what was a time in your life where you really felt angry? Like, let's get you back there. Like, it was kind of like firsthand acting school. And so that's actually the first episode. A little teaser is on YouTube. It's called Heroes of Extinction, produced by Adventurous Ideas. And the rest, everyone's recorded. It should all be done. I think they're in the final stages of production. And the rest will be released on different podcast apps and things like that. But so I played Janessa in Heroes of Extinction. It's about a superhero that as he's getting older, he's losing his powers and he's looking for a second in line. And I'm that. So I'm the new and upcoming superhero in that movie or in that audio show. So yeah.
Last question. Is that a tattoo of your dad's storyboard?
It is, yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yes, yeah. I always wanted a Monsters Inc. tattoo. And not to be a downer, but 2020, my dad passed away.
Oh,
and so, no, it's okay. I had to do a little homage to represent him. But yeah, so I found this going through all his stuff, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Something to represent what I was in. And then has a signature down there. So Rob Gibbs, again, you can see his storyboards on. And he directed Mater's Tall Tales. If any of you guys seen those, it's like little car shorts. So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions?
No, I'm all good.
No? Yeah? Do you want to ask some of the fans any questions?
Yeah.
Anyone want to ask a question?
Oh,
yeah.
Got one.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Oh, you love asking the
Yeah,
questions.
come on, bro. There you are, mate.
Oh, stop. Yeah, I'm
I'm
so
getting
sorry.
tangled up. No, I don't
We
care.
go wireless.
I don't care.
Have you ever kept in touch with other actors like John Goodman and anyone else in the set of Monsters Inc.?
Yeah, let's see. So when when we're recording, we're not in the booth together, so it's all separate. And then I actually met everyone for the first time when I was 5. Billy Crystal walked me down the red carpet. That's when you Google my name, you can see Billy Crystal carrying me. And that's where I met John Goodman and everyone. And I didn't really stay in touch with them, but the closest I got to Billy Crystal, when I was 22, I was teaching yoga. And Billy Crystal, or his press people, tweeted about me. So on Billy Crystal's Twitter, it says, Mary Gibbs is now 22 and teaching yoga. So that's as close as I got to Billy Crystal. And then John Goodman.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, oh, cool, nice. Thanks, Billy. And then when John Goodman was recording for Monsters at Work, I just happened to be at Pixar. He was recording virtually, but I got to talk to him over Zoom. I was so nervous. I was like, hi, Mr. Goodman. I don't know.
I mean, that's better than me. I've never spoke to it.
Yeah. So it was like, we don't keep in contact necessarily, but we have had the little moments like that.
Anyone else want to ask a question?
I know we covered a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite good.
really well.
You look
No,
like
me?
you might want to ask one. No.
Oh, you want to
Yeah?
ask? Yeah,
Okay.
come up. Everyone goes gun shy, don't they?
That's it.
So my question is, what's one of your favourite scenes on Monsters Inc. that you love? Like,
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene is honestly, I believe they're chasing Randall, but it's when they're going through all the different doors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're going through all the portals, and you see like they're in France. They see all the different just
She starts
through
hitting him
the
on the head. And
yeah, that's
When
good
they work
too.
out the laughter is what makes it better.
That's it.
Yeah, and I think just in general, the concept of the movie, like laughter conquers fear, is kind of a just overall cool theme.
That's a
but
good subliminal meaning. Isn't it?
yeah,
that's good.
but I think that the scene specifically when they're like traveling through all the doors, even when they're like on the door and they're carrying Boo.
Yeah. Oh, good question.
Anyone else got a question? Yeah, come on up.
I'm like, here now I can record you.
Who's your favourite monster in Monster Inc.?
Oh, that's a good question.
So odd, very odd, but I always like characters that nobody else likes, just because I feel bad for them. Especially as a kid, I was very sensitive. So my favorite character was actually Randall.
Oh, really?
And I actually would cry at the scene where she's beating him up. I was like, no, poor
Pulling on you there.
Randall.
I
Yeah.
really thought you was going to say the old grandma lady who was always mean.
I was thinking about the one that always had the people come in and
Yeah.
shave him with the sock on.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
So, and Roz was actually voiced by a guy, Bob Peterson, which is cool. But I think
Really?
when I was little, when you asked me that question, Randall was always my answer. But I also loved the Yeti.
Yes.
Oh, the Yeti,
yeah.
He's cool,
Snow cone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. And he was
I mean,
voiced.
I mean the snack lady brings snow cones. So I wanted to try one.
Oh, yeah,
the
make sure
right
they're not yellow.
one. No,
Yeah, that's it, no yellow.
Actually, it was a yellow one there.
Yeah.
Pineapple. Yeah.
But he's actually voiced John Ratzenberger. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And that's the guy. He's in every single Pixar movie.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he Rex in the Toy Story?
I
Rex.
think he's Rex. I
Or was it the
forget.
pig?
Oh, he sounds like the pig, thinking
Yeah, I
about it.
think it's the
But yeah, he's kind of like their good luck charm that he calls.
I'm not surprised. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Anyone else have a question? I feel like you've been building up.
I
Yeah,
know.
you
You
wanna
guys
come?
keep looking at each other.
Go
I'm
on.
kidding. I'm
Come
not.
on.
Yeah, go,
Yeah?
come on, come on.
It's not a question, though.
What is it?
She wants to ask. Go on.
Have you say Mike?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mike Wazowski.
So this is Boo After Puberty.
Here we go.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Yes.
Good question.
Anything else from anyone? No? Awesome. Well,
Cool.
thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course.
And I will escort you back to your table and we can
Thank
meet
you.
more times.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I've now talked to a few of you, but come stop by my booth if you have any more questions. Yeah,
Stop by later.
yeah, okay. You have a question?
No? Are you sure, Jacob?
I give a round of applause for my manager.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.